Hello students, today we are going to do advanced tips and tricks for problems in optics. I actually don't believe in tips and tricks, but time of calculation, if I can reduce it, then I can call it as a trick. But to do that, we need some basic things to understand. So I am dividing my lecture into 5 parts. What is real and virtual rays or images? Formulae need to be slightly modified to make the calculation quicker and easier. That is the second part. I am going to explain for convex lens first, then convex mirror and concave mirror also will come. Next, graph. Using the graph, lot of calculation become easier, and the final answer, whether it is correct or wrong, you can guess it. So I am going to discuss graphs. Next is problem solving, calculations, quickly getting the answers. So that part we will do it next. So first let us talk about real image and virtual image. What they teach in schools at 7th class, 6th class level is real image is what you can catch on a screen. Virtual image is what you cannot catch on a screen. That way if you learn it, you can't understand this advanced problem solving things. So better try to understand the way I am telling you. Suppose I have 2 rays. Actually you will have multiple, hundreds of rays will be there, lakhs of rays will be there, but I am taking 2 rays. If they are parallel. Next, if 2 rays are non-parallel. Now, these are the 3 cases I am talking about. Suppose I have a lens here. These rays are coming parallel. Then we take the object to be at infinity. Or even the image also we take it to be infinite, that we will talk later. So incident rays generally we take it from coming from object. Reflected or refracted rays we will talk regarding image formation. So incident rays are coming like this. Before meeting the lens, they are like this. Then we say object is at infinity. If the rays are coming like this to the lens, they are coming, they are going to converge but not yet converged. So if you extend it, this distance we call object distance. Because of extension, parallel, non-parallel rays, because they are not yet converged and they are going to converge at some other point, if at all you keep the lens, this kind of object we call virtual object. Suppose you have a lens here. These are non-parallel rays, these are non-parallel rays. Non-parallel rays are coming from a point. That means before they are arriving the lens, but before that they have already converged. So these incident rays said to make real object. These rays said to have virtual object. Similarly, if at all they have met, we have a lens here instead of, I am dropping off this one. Lens is here. That means already they passed out of the lens and they are going parallel. Then we say that image is at infinity. Previously we told object is at infinity. Now we say image is at infinity. Similarly, I rub off this lens here and I keep it here. That means they are coming from lens and going to meet. So really they are going to meet here. So this image we call real image. We are going to call them as real image. Now instead of this lens, if you keep it here and these rays are diverging and they are not going to converge this side. Obviously you can extend them and make them converge at some other point. This kind of image is called virtual image. So drop out the notion of image which can be caught on the screen, image which cannot be caught on the screen. Think like this: incident rays, emergent rays, they may be reflected or refracted. If incident rays are parallel, then something will happen. We say that object is at infinity, that kind of words we take. Incident rays are related to, for example, you have a lens, you have incident rays, you have refracted rays. Incident rays are related to object. After that, whatever is going to happen, that is related to image. Rays arriving to the optical element, that can be mirror or lens or anything. Arriving lens or incident rays, arriving rays or incident rays are related to object. After reflection or refraction, they are called reflected rays or refracted rays or emergent rays. They are going to decide image. If they really go and converge, that's a real image. If you extend it and make them converge, then it is virtual. This way you keep everything. For example, I have a plane mirror. I keep the object here, rays are going. Say small bulb, I kept it, rays are going like this. Before the optical element only, they are already coming from a point. If they come parallelly like this, we say object is at infinity. If you have a plane mirror and the rays are coming like this, incident rays, they are coming, incoming rays. So we take some object to be somewhere here. This is called incident rays, incident rays, incident rays. Object at infinity, object is at some distance, which is real object. This kind of object is called virtual object. Similarly, let us take the same mirror. After hitting, they gone back. Parallel rays, non-parallel rays, both are. Parallel rays, they are emerging from the mirror. They go and meet at infinity. So we say that image is at infinity. Incident rays related to object, emergent rays are reflected or refracted rays related to image. Now these rays, if you really extend further, they are going to converge. This kind of image is called real image. This kind reflected rays related to image, incident rays related to object, real image. Now these rays are going from the mirror. They are non-parallel, therefore they will meet. But in this way they don't meet. By extension backwards, they meet at some point. This kind of rays which are reflected leads to an image. That image is virtual. Really meeting real image, we are extended to make them meet virtual image. Parallel rays, image is at infinity. So incident rays, incident rays, incident rays related to object, reflected rays, reflected rays, reflected rays related to image. This kind of object is called real object. This kind of, if the rays comes like that, actually they, after hitting they go this way. So here if they are coming like this, it's a real image. This is virtual, this side it is there, virtual object. This is virtual image. You may think why they teach that easy way, which can be caught on the screen, which cannot be, image which can be caught on the screen is real, which image which cannot be caught on the screen is called virtual. That's the easy way to teach at school level, but this is a little difficult to understand. First thing, try to understand simple logic. Object is related to incident rays, image is related to reflected or refracted rays. So incoming rays can be parallel, outgoing rays can be parallel. Incoming rays can be converging, outgoing rays can be converging. Incoming rays can be diverging, outgoing rays can be diverging. So you may have a doubt when all these things are possible. So actually what happens is, let us take lens. These rays are coming like this. After hitting the lens, you know that it is going to converge. You are not allowing the rays up to go and converge here. In between all, again you kept one mirror. Next, you have a lens, concave lens. Let us take concave lens. They are diverging like this. You are not completely allowed them. Again, in between you kept a mirror. So whatever I had drawn here, that all things is possible now. These rays are incident rays. See, incident rays, refracted rays. Refracted rays here becomes incident rays for the mirror. They, after that, they get reflected. So we have to take one by one element. Like for example, I say that particle is going 2 meters per second, 3 meters per second, 4 meters per second, 3, 4, 5, 6. I take up to this segment. This is initial velocity, this is final velocity. If I take this as a segment, then 5 becomes initial, 6 becomes final. If I remove it and put it here, what is the final velocity of first segment becomes initial velocity for the next segment. Like that, the rays which are incident on one optical element and they are going to get converged or diverged, that is reflected or refracted rays, when they are going to meet the next optical element. Optical element means either lenses or mirrors, concave or convex, whatever it may be. So incident rays, reflected rays for this optical element. After these reflected rays, they are going on meeting the next one. Even though these are reflected rays from this optical element, when you take the next lens or mirror, for them they become incident rays. they get reflected or refracted, they become emergent rays. That emergent rays, they meet the next element, they become incident rays. So likewise, this chain will go on. But I told you this is the advanced topic. We are going to deal with some typical questions. To understand those typical questions, first we have to understand what is a real image and what is a virtual image. So, word, for example, we have mirrors like this. So, what is this? Is it incident ray or reflected ray? So, this is incident ray 1 for this mirror 1. For this becomes reflected ray for mirror 1. This becomes incident ray for mirror 2. This becomes reflected ray for mirror 2. They become incident ray for mirror 3. This becomes reflected ray for mirror 3. Try to understand this combination. Incident ray, reflected ray. Reflected ray itself is an incident ray. Incident ray, reflected ray. Reflected ray itself is an incident ray. Why it's happening like that? Why a single ray is called incident ray and reflected ray? Reflected ray for this mirror becomes incident ray for this mirror. This logic, if you keep in mind, you will never have a problem. Again, I am telling, we are still going with the first topic, real and virtual images. Try to drop out school level notion that images which can be caught on the screen is real image, images which cannot be caught on the screen is called virtual image. That is to some extent true, but for problem solving, it will not lead you much length. Suppose, now I talk. Forget about real virtual, concentrate on incident rays, emergent rays. If incident rays are parallel, incident rays are diverging, incident rays are converging. What happens after meeting the element? They become emergent rays. Emergent rays can be parallel, converging or diverging. According to that, if they really go and meet at a point, that's a real image. If you are extending and making them meet, that is virtual image. So first topic, real and virtual images is over. Second topic, formula modification. Yes, students, in every problem, what the school children are doing, we can, when you are coming to college level, when you are doing advanced IIT problems, we can skip off nearly 6-7 steps. How to do that? First, you try to understand. This is the formula derived in your classrooms by school teachers or college teachers. 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F for lenses, where V is the image distance, U is the object distance, F is the focal length. All measured from the center of the lens. That is called optic center. So the formula what we have derived now applicable for both the lenses, not for mirrors. Concave mirror, convex mirror, some other formula is there. 5 minutes, you wait it. So now we have this formula and this formula will be derived. Image distance by object distance is equal to magnification. That is also equal to image height by object height. So when you happen to draw something like this, we are going to get something like this. So this length is object distance, this length is image distance, V. This length is image height, this length is object height. So they are similar triangles. This angle is equal and all. So once you know the ratio, this by this and this by this, any one ratio, if you know it, calculation of other is easy. V is equal to cross multiply m times of U. Image distance is equal to magnification times of object distance. Image height is equal to magnification times of object height. This answer will come very quickly. That means you have to find one quantity called m. Other things are very quickly to find out because it contains 4 informations in it. So for time being, let us not get confused in that. Now this formula minus 1 by U goes that side, becomes plus 1 by U. LCM, FU, FF times U plus F. So reverse this, reciprocate this, V is equal to UF by U plus F. Bring this U down. V by U is equal to F by F plus U. But what is V by U? Already we derived it. We have derived it. V by U is nothing but M. That means you have found out M now. Once you get the M, very quickly you can get into V is equal to MU, HI is equal to MHO. This much of taking a term, taking to the other side, changing the sign, taking the LCM, reciprocating, getting the magnification, this much of calculation, every problem you have to do it. That you can skip off. And you can remember one formula, M is equal to F by F minus F plus U. Using this. But only thing is the problem, this would have been the formula given in the textbook, but they don't give this as a formula because sometimes object is at infinity, image will be at focus, object is at focus, image will be in infinity. Infinities are involved. When infinities are involved, some infinity you write it, overall calculation becomes meaningless. That's why if you put it here, so they are separate terms. Infinity somewhere is involved, 1 by infinity or 1 by infinity or somewhere is involved, that particular term becomes 0. That will not affect the total calculation. That will not affect. That's why properly whatever is being derived in the textbook, that is correct. Whatever is derived in the textbook, that is correct. You have to by heart this formula only. But if you want to solve the problems quickly, you can make this step, this step, this step, this step, and you can remember this step. And if you can extra additionally, apart from this, additionally if you can remember this formula, your calculation gets tremendously easy. So calculations I am going to do it as part 5 in this lecture, that becomes easier. Only thing is object at infinity, image at infinity, there you don't apply this formula, go for this formula. Otherwise you have to take f common and you have to do it, there is a procedure. But simple logic, the easier calculations which involve object at infinity, image at infinity kind of things, object at infinity, image at focus kind of things, which are oral questions, you can do it very easily without a formula. When you need a formula, instead of this is a better formula, but this is a general formula. Okay, now comes for spherical mirrors, concave and convex. Formula will be in while deriving, school teacher will derive, in between plus will come. Here magnification comes minus, because concave mirror, when you have it, object is here, you get image somewhere here. This is object distance u, from here to here is image distance v, this is object height, this is image height. Previously the triangles are coming left side and right side. One is up, one is down. So that plus minus sign is getting cancelled. Here it will not get cancelled. So as per the concept, that formula is not true, this formula is true. So in between there you will get minus, here you will get plus. Here we will get v by u in that formula for lenses, we will get minus. So if you have plus, this goes that side, becomes minus, this becomes minus, this becomes minus, this becomes minus. So v by u, you got it, you put minus here and minus here. So u minus f. When you take this minus to the other side and take into denominator, you will get f, u minus f becomes f minus u. So same formula you have to remember now, but only thing is here in between minus comes, m is equal to f by f minus u. And while doing calculation, once you know m, we want v is equal to m times of u, no, you put minus v is equal to m times of u, or v is equal to m times of minus u. That means whatever sign you are taking for u, you take it properly, and extra you have to multiply minus. That children may get confused. When I teach to the students, I know that. Better to write minus v is equal to m times of u with proper sign convention. This anyhow it remains same. Hi is equal to this, hi is equal to mho. So our formulas are magnification is equal to f by f plus u for lenses, f by f minus u for mirrors. This is for lenses, this is for mirrors. Once you get magnification, v is equal to m times of u for lenses, minus v is equal to m times of u for mirrors. So this formulas, whatever I derived now, will reduce lot of your calculations in future. You see why? Because these many steps you can skip off. So second part is formula modification. First part is what is real and what is virtual rays. Don't use the word real images, virtual image, real rays, virtual rays. Next is formula modification. Two types of formula modification. One for concave mirror and convex mirror, f by f minus u. Convex lens, concave lens, f by f plus u. This will give magnification. Yes students, I am going to teach you now a little tough topic, in the sense what you learnt at lower levels is not sufficient, because the advanced topic I already told. Now I am talking about convex lens. What I teach here, I will just blindly duplicate it for other concave lens, convex mirror, concave mirror, like that. So first we understand about convex lens and its graphs and calculations, tabular columns we will understand. So now first I will take the easiest part so that you get connected to this. I have a ray which is coming like this, incident ray, parallel to principal axis, and almost every teacher teaches it, there is no problem at all. After refraction from the convex mirror, it goes like this. So this zone starting from infinity up to pole, up to optic center, is real object. Incident rays are related to object. refracted rays related to image. But if the incident ray, I extend this straight, instead of taking it a turn like this, if at all I take it straight, these are related to virtual objects. That is related to virtual objects. If I extend this ray backward like this, this is related to virtual images. So this is incident ray. This is emergent ray or reflected ray. Extension of refracted ray extension of refracted ray leads to images. Extension of incident ray leads to objects. Incident ray is related to, first only I told here, real and virtual. Incident ray related to object. Emergent or reflected or refracted rays are related to images. So this ray I extended backward like this. This ray I also extended. Because object can be anywhere from minus infinity to 0 to plus infinity, I am taking everything into account. Let us take object to be at negative infinity. Object is at negative infinity. Now we have a graph. This is object distance x-axis, image distance along y-axis. F, 2f, minus f, minus 2f. Image distances f, 2f, plus 2f. Downward, minus f, minus 2f. All the required points are been properly written now. So as object is at infinity, image will be at focus, a point size. As object comes, I am taking multiple objects, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 2f I bring, 5, exactly at 2f I bring 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I start from 0, that is infinity. 0 image comes here, 0. Next here come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth image will be exactly at 2f. So object height and image height coincide at 2f. So when object distance is 2f, image distance is also 2f. This is the point. Started from minus infinity, arrived here. So my graph will come like this. This is the graph up to here. So from 0 to 6, this I call it as zone A. Zone A. This is zone A, and the corresponding image, this is the zone. So this is corresponding zone A. Next I come further from 2f to f. 1, 2, 3, 4. I further come from 2f to f. When I am coming from 2f to f, images starts 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and fourth one will be at infinity, very long, and this line I have to extend it further. So this I can represent, continue a graph like this. So like this. So you can understand this. When object is at infinity, left side, image will be at focus. So you have to see x coordinate, y coordinate. For this point, when object is at infinity, image will be at focus. When object is at 2f, image will be at 2f. In between it fluctuates. All the values will, suppose you are coming from infinity to 2f, these images will go from f to 2f. So this is your zone 2. So here to here, 2f to f is zone B. Zone B here corresponds to a longer zone here, that is zone B. Suddenly at plus infinity, the image disappears when it comes to focus. Similarly, it starts at plus infinity somewhere here. And as you go further between the focus, this is your zone C. This is zone C. Zone C in this case is this one. Zone C. In this zone C, it starts from somewhere, virtual image at infinity, comes down, comes down, comes down. And when your object sticks to the lens, image also sticks to the lens. So now this f to 0, suddenly at plus infinity it breaks and starts at minus infinity. So at plus infinity it breaks and starts at minus infinity, and it comes up to the focus. So the graph is like this. Furthermore, see here, this ray started from focus, went like this up to zone 1, zone A, zone B, and this is zone C. This part is also important. This is zone D. So as you go like this, object you go on, make it go to infinity, long distance like this. This is zone D. And corresponding zone D comes here. So this is A, this is B, this is C zone, and this to here. As you go from object distance from 0 to plus f, plus infinity, image goes from 0 to plus f. So it breaks here, it connects here, it breaks here, it connects here. So this is all together the graph what I wanted to show. So everything is in the graph. Table column, if I draw it, you will get confused. So once again I'll explain. It is little difficult, I accept it, but once you understand it, all the problems are covered. So now here to here is real object, here to here is virtual object, here to here is real image, this extended one is virtual image. So when object distance is negative, in this case, that is real image. When object distance is positive, virtual image. Image distance positive, real image. Image distance negative, virtual image. I already told it's an advanced topic. If small child is seeing this, please avoid it. Why? Because this much of tough explanations, you cannot understand it at if you are in 6th or 7th class or 8th class or like that. But still, everything is there in it. So we have zone infinity to 2f is zone A, 2f to f is zone B, f2 optic center is zone C, optic center to plus infinity is zone D for this. So at any time, for example, if object is beyond 2f, if they tell that beyond 2f it is kept, so it is kept somewhere here. So extend here, this is object distance, you will get image distance between f and 2f. If object distance is 2f, image distance is 2f. If object distance is between 2f and f, you take some point here, image distance will be beyond 2f. So whatever you have learnt, all that thing is summarized into a single graph, and more than that is also been summarized, because you talk only about objects kept left of the lens and images which are going to come right of the lens, that too from here. This zone is been skipped off. So all are been connected in this. This kind of graphs, if you can by heart, 4 graphs are there. That is also, I'll tell you, easiest way to remember. See, you make a quadrant like this: convex lens, concave lens, concave mirror, convex mirror. These two are converging elements. These two are diverging elements. Whenever lens is in this quadrant, 2f meeting point comes there. 2f meeting point comes there. For example, if I have another graph, and this graph is not related to this, is a exclusive graph for convex lens. Now I want exclusive graph for concave mirror. Then that minus 2f meeting point, you create it. This is minus 2f and this is minus 2f meeting point. So you will get a graph like this. Exactly quite opposite, you will get a graph here. So this will be the graph for convex lens. The meeting point is 2f meeting points I have written here for convex lens. So 2f meeting point is for this. Similarly, if at all I want graph for a diverging mirror, that is in this quadrant, so I have to create one 2f. This is, rub this off. This is for convex mirror I am talking about, and this will be the graph for convex mirror. Simple logic I am telling you. Draw like this. Remember, convex lens, concave mirror, both are converging elements. Concave lens, convex mirror, convex mirror, convex lens, concave mirror, concave lens. These two are converging elements, these two are diverging elements. In whichever quadrant I place it, this you have to by heart this. This is pure rote kind of thing, ratta marna. So you have to remember that this is in this quadrant. In this quadrant 2f meets. For this 2f meets here. For example, I want For concave lens, so concave lens, I draw 2f meeting point, I draw a graph like this, f to infinity, and these other things I should rub it off because this is exclusive for concave mirror. Like this, you create a graph. When you are coming from object distance, you are coming at minus infinity, where is the image? At 2f, where is the image? At f, where is the image? Similarly, when you attach, where is the image? And after passing through plus 2 f point, as you are going, in which zone it is there? Just like that, everywhere you will have 4 zones. Zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D. In each zone, behavior will change. So 4 zones every time, whether you take concave mirror, convex mirror, whatever you take, each of them will have 4 zones. Convex mirror, convex lens, concave lens. Concave mirror, convex mirror. Converging elements, diverging elements. Or convex, concave. Some way you make a remembering part. You have to by heart some methodology, you have to create it. I created this method. So in whichever quadrant, whichever is there it will pass to 2f point, 2f meeting point. So other thing is quite easy. Once you get one shape, opposite shape, rectangular hyperbola, you have to create it. So this is all related to graphs. Yes, student, now we are going into calculation part. We have a problem with height of the object is 10 centimeters. Object is distance is 30 centimeters before the convex lens. So it is kept like this. So first find f and 2f. 2f is equal to what? 20 cm. So now you understand that whether u is less than f or between f and 2f or more than 2f. So if 30 is more than 20, so object distance is more than 2f. So it will be somewhere here. And that distance in front of the lens should be taken as negative. So u is minus 30. Focal length, this mirror, this lens is going to focus right side, so it is plus 10. Height of the object we are keeping erect, so like this, they can take it as plus 10. So sign convention also we are done. Now I told you always find m. M is equal to f by f plus u for lenses. In this video only we have done that. F is, don't take this value, take this what you assigned, you kept left side or right side. Plus 10 by plus 10 plus of minus 30. So it's coming out to be 10 by minus 20 minus half, that is minus 0.5. Minus indicates inverted. Less than 1 indicates diminished. So we have found out whether image is going to be diminished or what, and inverted. So here, for example, already we told in zone, more than 2f if you keep it, object distance more than 2f, if you extend it here, it will come, answer will come between f and 2f, f and 2f. Whether, what is the v we want? V is equal to mu, that is minus 0.5 times of u, what we got it, minus 30. Minus into minus plus, half into 30 is 15, plus 15. So plus 15 is between f and 2f. You see, this is f, this is 2f. So it will come here. So it will be obviously object distance is minus 30, image distance is plus 30. Similarly, we want height of the image, m times of the height of the object, that is minus 0.5 times of 10, minus 5 centimeters. That means 15 is saying that image distance is between f and 2f, where f is 20, f is 10 and 2f is 20, in between it is there. Next it is saying image height is, object height is 10 centimeters, image height is 5 centimeters, inverted. Minus indicates inverted. So everything we can get it from this formula. I told you this is a calculation wise, it will be easy. Some specific points are there, again I am telling here. Those points you have to see the graph and tell. Object at negative infinity, image at focus, object at focus, image at infinity. Object at focus, image at infinity, object at pole, image at pole or optic center, object at plus infinity, image is at plus focus. So that you can read it. In between values, whatever you want to calculate, which don't involve zeros and infinities, you can go with this formula, m is equal to f by f plus u. for lenses, m is equal to f by f minus u for mirrors. So what you can do, whatever value you give it, they give it, very quickly you can come to some arrival. I'll tell you. So object height 4 centimeters, focal length 20 centimeters, object distance 30 centimeters I given like that. First, when it is given, what is that? Say it is concave mirror. Concave mirror. So first, after finding f, you find 2f, 40. Now see u. Is it less than f or more than f? What is it? And immediately your mind should say graph. You know what would be the graph for concave mirror? Like this. It passes from 2f to f point. So it is, there is a 2f to f point, ff point. This is f, this is 2f, minus f, minus 2f. And the other graph will go like this. So here to here is zone 1, here. Okay. With this concave mirror, magnification m is equal to f by f minus u. They will tell object is kept in front of the mirror like that. Virtual object means they clearly tell that. So that way, take the signs according to that. Focal length of the converging mirror will be left side like this. So it will be negative. So minus 20 by minus 20 minus u. Object is kept left side, minus 30. Once you get magnification, minus v is equal to m times of u. For mirrors, minus v you have to take. For lenses, it is plus v. Similarly, height of the image is equal to m times of height of the object. Height of the object is given. You take that plus 4. Automatically, if you get minus value, it is inverted or erect, you can say. By seeing the magnification, you can tell whether it is inverted or erect, whether it is diminished or magnified. Real virtual, you can tell only by seeing v value. V, if it comes right side or left side, basing on that. For lenses, right side is real image distance. For this mirrors, left side is real images. That all thing anyhow elementary. See, once we are talking something at advanced level, obviously we expect the student has already gone through all the topics. If at all you are not gone through all the topics, if you are not at all solved elementary level of problems, better not to touch this, because it's a advanced problems, tips and tricks in optics, where we can have a real object or virtual object, real image or virtual image. They can give anything. In that, infinities or zeros involved, directly see and tell the answer with the graph. If they give something else in between values, then you have to find f and 2f, see that u is in between f or 2f or greater than 2f or less than f. According to the graph, by reading x value and y value, you will get where is the image. So before solving the problem, graph will tell you your answers. Similarly, there are 4 graphs involved. I told you, remember one quadrant. In which quadrant, which element passes through 2f to f point, you make a note of it. So this will make you do so many varieties of problems. Yes, children, we are concluding this topic of advanced tips and tricks for problems in optics. This last snapshot, you can remember it. You can create multiple number of problems. So in a question, they have to give you 5 things. In a question, you have to get 5 things, and you can find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things we can find. What are the 5 things to be given? What are the 6 things we can find? First thing, in this question, whether they are using convex lens or concave lens, convex mirror or convex mirror, they have to mention. Obviously, in front of something like that they tell. Next, whether they are keeping in front of the lens or back of the lens, front and back, that word is related to real object or virtual object, they have to give it. Front means obviously we take real object. Back, instead of using the word back, they may tell that it is virtual object. That also you have to mention it to do complicated problems. Or mirror, there is there. Thereafter that lens is there. You only should decide whether it is what it's going to be, front or back kind of words. Next, height of the object, object distance, focal length, they have to give it. So we have multiple numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 centimeters. Object height, object distance can be 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 60, 55, 40, 48, 54, like that. I just written 10, 20, 30, 40. Focal length, they are given 5 cm, 10 cm, 15 cm, 20 cm, 25 cm, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, like that, or anything in between number 28, 26, like that. Now, I am giving a question. In front of a convex lens, object of height 2 centimeters, is kept at a distance of 50 centimeters and the focal length of such lens is 15 centimeters. Like that you can make permutation combination, you will get hundreds of questions. I read it once again. I put it properly. A object of height 2 centimeters kept in front of convex lens of focal length 15 centimeters at a distance 50 centimeters in front of the lens. They combined this. That created one problem. Now by changing numbers, so many creations you can create on convex lens. Similarly, you can create on convex mirror. Similarly, you can create on concave mirror. Similarly, you can create on concave lens. Now comes how to solve it. What is given is these things to be given. Now m is equal to f by f plus u for lenses, m is equal to f by f plus u for mirrors. I told you avoid zeros and infinities. That you should just see and tell. Object at infinity, image at focus, object at focus, image at infinity. The remaining everything confined. For lenses, v is equal to mu, magnification times of u. Magnification you use this formula. Height of the image is m times of height of the object. Height of the image is m times height of the object. It's same. Only thing is here it minus will come. That minus you have to compulsorily take. Then only you will get proper answers for mirrors, spherical mirrors. Now, once you find the magnification, that will come minus or plus. Minus means inverted, plus means erect. Magnification value, whatever you got it, basing on that whether it is less than 1 or greater than 1 or equal to 1, that will tell you magnified or diminished or same size. Next, after getting magnification, using multiplication with u, you will find v. This minus you have to shift it other side, better you shift it. V is equal to minus m times of u. Once you found v, that v will tell you whether it is left side of the lens or right side of the lens. Whether it is between f and 2f or between beyond 2f or within f. That all things this will tell. Basing on that, for mirrors coming back side, that means front side itself is real, back side is virtual. For lenses, the other side is real where rays goes and back side is virtual. That you can decide. Real and virtual. Front and back you will decide. Basing on front and back you will decide whether it is real or virtual. For lenses, refracted side is real, back side is virtual. For mirrors, reflected side is real, back side is virtual. So, how many problems we can create? With single convex lens only hundreds of combinations we can create. For example, I want concave mirror. In front of concave mirror, of focal length 60 centimeters, sorry. Okay, you can have 50 centimeters. A object is kept at a distance of 10 centimeters, less than the focal length. Of height 4 centimeters. So you have to select one thing in this and you have to frame one word. Multiple hundreds and thousands of problems comes. Nobody can solve all the problems. Once you understand the basic ideas, first your mind should go whether it's a mirror or lens, reflection or refraction. Basing on that, f by f plus u for lenses, f by f minus u for mirrors. Once you get magnification, multiply with object distance to get image distance, object height to get image height. Only thing is here, due to this sign convention, these derivations when they are done, minus has to come, so keep that in mind. So keep the minus left side or right side depending on mirrors and lenses. Once you find these things, depending on the magnification, whether you can tell the image is magnified or diminished or erect or inverted, basing on magnification. Using magnification, find object height and image height and image distance. Basing on the image distance, you can tell whether it is front side or back side, because left to 0 you are keeping negative values, 0 to right we are keeping plus values. So it will start from minus infinity up to 0 to plus infinity. So everything gets covered in it. I hope you understood this. So zones, zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D, I told you how to think about it. That also you make a plan. Basing on the graphs given in some good books, you by seeing if you can understand the question and take the data properly, without solving the question most of the time we can know to confirm to what kind of answers are going to come. This is about tips and tricks in optics. Still one more trick is left over. Yes, students, typical problems in which object is kept at some distance in front of concave lens, and after certain distance, say 1 centimeter, you have convex lens, and after that, after a distance of 2 centimeters, we have concave mirror. This is a very typical question, tough question. How to answer it? This is simple logic, one at a time. So to take concave lens, where is the object? Where is the, suppose it is extended, so image is going to be left side. So object is left side, image is left side. Left side objects are real, left side images are virtual for lenses. Once this is over, now these rays you take. Now these are reflected rays for this lens, they become incident rays for the next lens. Basing on this, if they converge it, so some converging point you will get it. This is real image, and these rays are coming in front only, they are converging, so this is a real object. Incident rays, refracted rays, these are refracted rays, so that are over. So refracted rays became incident rays for the next one. Now this is over, remove this. Now you keep this here. Back side you have a image that becomes object for this, so this becomes incident rays. These incident rays are meeting back side, so we say that object is back side. Object is positive side. If you take this as origin, right side is positive, left side is negative. This is a virtual object. Now these incident rays become refracted rays, refracted ray become incident rays. After that it will converge or diverge, whatever it happens, that becomes reflected rays again. Depending on the distance, again if this is 2 centimeters, it will converge within 2 centimeters, no problem. Otherwise you have to come back into this. And if this distance is so small, you have to come back into this. So this is equal to 5 optical elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you are going to come to the final conclusion. So this kind of questions also can come in examination, but it's a lengthy question. Tricky questions always they see that some simple point they try to involve it, such that they go and meet it at a point called focus, or from the focus the rays will come. So where I told you object at infinity, image at focus, object at focus, image infinity, some kind of things they will take into account, so that problem they will make it tricky but not lengthy. They can also make it a lengthy problem like this, but simple logic, one at a time. Take this incident rays, reflected rays. Incident rays gives you object distance, reflected rays will give you image, refracted rays will give you image distance. These refracted rays become incident rays for the next one. That is object again. Again from this distance you have to add that previous distance and get the object distance. Next, this lens. After refraction, whatever are there that are refracted rays, those becomes incident rays for the next concave mirror. And whatever it reflects, they become incident rays for this lens. In that way, we have to go from left 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 or 4, 5. Then you will come to a final conclusion. This kind of typical problems when you are doing, you don't have time to write 1 by v minus 1 by u, taking one term other side and all. Very quickly using m is equal to f u, m is equal to f by f plus u, f by f minus u, you have to come to a conclusion very quickly. Basing on that, you have to come to an answers. This is important. So advanced level problems will be like that, where same principles are used repeatedly for multiple optical elements. Incident rays become reflected rays become incident rays for the next element. See students, this is a very good problem, in the sense everybody has to understand what's the difference between each of the optical elements. So this is convex lens, this is concave lens, this is concave mirror, this is convex mirror. Now a question is given, object of height 10 centimeters is kept at a distance of 30 centimeters in front of optical element. Optical OPE means optical element, that can be any one of this. So in front of each of them keep the same object at same distance, what happens? And all of them have same focal length, for focal length 20 centimeters. So all of their focal lengths are same. Now I am doing some crucial things, try to understand. In all cases object is kept left. I told for lenses m is equal to f by f plus u, and for mirrors it is m is equal to f by f minus u. In all cases object is kept left. So see here what I am substituting. U place low minus 30, minus 30, minus 30, minus 30. Blindly you write it like that. Object is kept left. Now focal length point you have to be very conscious. Focal length in all of the mirrors is f is equal to 20 only, but convex mirror converges to the right, so plus 20, plus 20. Concave mirror, concave lens left side, minus 20, minus 20. Concave mirror, rays come and converge this side, left side, minus 20, minus 20. You may think both are same. No, in between plus is there, here it is minus. Formula changed. Next, convex mirror, it hits and goes away, so right side it will come. Plus 20, plus 20. Now quickly, 20 by minus 10, minus 20 by minus 50, minus 20 by 10, minus into minus plus 30, minus 20, 10, 20 by minus to minus plus 50. So the answers are entirely different. Okay, this is minus 2, this is minus 2 by 2 by 5, this is minus 2, isn't it? This is 2 by 5 again, 0 0 cut. Using this you can find V. V is equal to mu. What is U? In all case minus 30. So minus 30 into minus 2 plus 60. In this, V is equal to mu minus 30 into 2 by 5 plus 2 by 5. 5 ones are 5 6 are. So 2 by 5 into 30 minus 30. 5 ones are 5, 6 are 6 2s are 12. So V is minus 12. Similarly here, V is equal minus V is equal to mu. So same thing, minus we have got it, but you will get minus V, so it is minus 60 and plus 12. You will get it like that. So all the answers are individually. So magnification of this and this came same, magnification of this and this came same, but once you multiply with V is equal to mu or minus V is equal to mu for mirrors, you get 4 different answers: plus 60, minus 12, minus 60, plus 12. Each of them mean different. Each of them mean differently. So don't think that answer comes same. We have taken same object, same focal length, same object distance, same object height, but all the answers of image distances are different from one another. Each of them are having corresponding reasons for it. Minus means left side, plus means right side. Right side for lenses is real, left side for mirrors is real. So that all things you have to come to conclusions. This problem you try individually and try to get the answers, then you will understand the basic difference between concave mirror, convex lens, convex lens.